KPFK Los Angeles. Follow the news in your area and around the world. An informed community is a strong community. With This Way Out, I'm Tommy Keener. And I'm Sherry Bond.
Would you like the Monster Milkman? Would it like this or?
Yeah, you could certainly.
Which one?
Well, there's plenty of that to play. Like, it's a three-parter. It's a 23-minute total thing with Armistead, and they talk about different issues to what I talked about with Armistead. So it's well worth playing with the entirety of what they have.
And I have a copy of that, right?
Yep.
This would be so cool, John, to go home.
You'll do an intro. You'll introduce Mark, won't you?
Me burping. So just do a song or one?
You are listening to Queer Radio on 4ZZZfm 2.1. We're here with Mark Weigle. It's 9:10.
Hey, Felix.
Hello, Mark. John's, of course, with us in the studio.
The ever-present.
Recording the session with...
This is the webcast that we're doing.
Yeah.
The webcast. Okay. So what are we doing tonight? We're playing some new music that you've got?
Some real new music that's not even on a CD, actually. I'm hoping you guys will play those off the CD. You sure did last week when I was here, so... Brand new stuff.
Alright, well... I guess we'll just dive straight in.
Go to it? Okay.
Listen to Mark Weigle on 4ZZZ.
And this is written in John's brother's living room, actually, over the last few days. I've been struggling with pop media and media culture and just everything I see about Britney Spears and all this stuff that is so important to people, and even football and rugby. And it's like there's a war going on that our countries are both fighting, and
The opium of the masses is getting you down?
people are more, concerned about footballing, and I don't know, it's disturbing to me. So it's kind of made me stuck as far as what I'm going to do with my writing. And this is what I did, I guess. I remember Tom throwing his rifle down. He stood up. I screamed to get back down. What I remember next blew my world apart, tore my soul out, broke my heart. Sir, if you're asking, I'm gonna tell you I remember Tom the night before. He was in my arms. We were heart to heart. He said, I can't stand it, the lies and the murder, when all I want is to be tell you, you bastard. Sir, if you're asking, he and I made love that morning. He was smiling and looking me deep in the eyes. Yes, I remember Tom. We grew up poor, him and Cody, me outside of St. Croix. have no more hate and war. Sir, if you're asking, I'm gonna tell you I'm Sergeant John Charles Anderson, and I'll remember Tom in my arms. I remember Tom throwing his rifle down. I remember Tom heart to heart. I remember Tom.
It's beautiful. So you haven't released the song yet. Do you know what you'll name it?
It just got released here on 4ZZZ, Brisbane, Australia.
Yep.
My buddies. Good question. I hadn't even considered. Well, the way to
do you wanna
remember
get
it
the
would be
front door?
I remember Tom.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we're just in this unique situation where we're all here involved in this filming and broadcasting, and there's someone bashing at the door trying to get into the station.
Oh, I missed that completely.
So it's one of the wonders of having a volunteer-run community radio station.
So Felix, volunteer extraordinaire, has just run to open the door to give me a breather too.
Announcer extraordinaire as well. Does a fine job, doesn't he?
Well, he's been trained by the best, Mr. Frame, John Frame,
My.
videographer and sound.
Now, it's Radiothon next week on 4ZZZ, and one of the items that Mark is donating to 4ZZZ is a collection of his CDs so far. And so we'll be suggesting to you next week during Queer Radio on 4ZZZ that you should donate. We're looking at something like $100 for a collection of Mark Weigle's CDs so far, which...
If it ain't triple digits, forget it.
Yep. Because that's at least face value for them, and they're
well,
fantastic records.
7 CDs and... Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Plus just triple Z's worth it. Welcome back, Felix. Good call, John. Good call.
Thank you.
Take it away, Felix.
Alright, we're going to another song or?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, sure. Whew. Yeah, that... You had a question, though. You said something about that song? Somebody?
The last song?
Yeah.
It was certainly about the military.
Oh, it was the opium of the masses getting you down.
The
You're talking
opiates of the
about
masses. Oh.
Football and Britney Spears and...
Yes. Yeah. So that... John and I watched The People versus John Lennon about Hoover and Strom Thurmond, segregationist presidential candidate in the States that for 35 years supported his black love child. And this man ran for president of the United States as a segregationist and was vocal about, being segregationist and very anti-black. Anyway, and later anti-gay and anti-HIV services. So we're watching this movie about all these same players persecuting John Lennon, and the next morning, John Lennon turned his songwriting into something real political and socially important. So I was kind of stuck with how to do that, and this song, I guess, is what happened. So thanks, John and John. John Frame's first CD for ZZZ Trivia Buffs was CD. His first record was an album that his mother gave him, John Lennon's Imagine. Did you know that, Felix?
No, I did not.
John Frame's first CD. Thanks, Mom. So this is my reconciliation, well, not reconciliation, what's the word? My closure song with my ex-lover of 8 years. I fell in love with your sad. I fell in love with your my mom and my dad. I fell in love with you bad. I fell in love with your mind. I fell in love with your goofy and your kind. fell in love with you just fine. So no regrets, only wishes for the best. Let's forgive and not forget. Once we fell in love, we fell in love. We were deep from the start, and you're ever more close to my heart. I fell in love with you, heart. I fell in love with your free. Thanks for the free you give me, but I fall for keeps. So no regrets, only wishes for the best. Let's forgive and not forget. Once we fell in love, we fell in love. Past our mistakes, deeper than our changes, promises our hearts made when they fell in love. We fell in love.
It was pretty.
Something
It's
like
lovely.
I need an applause button.
that.
Yeah.
Do that better this afternoon at
Yeah.
brother's house.
I try to throw my voice. You said we'll hear it once.
Thanks. That's cool.
So we remind people who Mark Weigle is, his website.
MarkWeigle.com.
Yep.
Weigle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just trying to think, should we break it up with a song or different music or keep going?
Yeah,
or?
I'll put a capo on. Take a breather.
Cool. And time call?
It's 9:25.
Some more from the Sailors, perhaps?
We
Later
can go
on.
to the Sails. We can go to the Magnetic Fields with
New band.
with a chicken with its head cut off. If I can see the Sailors before me.
There's a CD right there.
Ah, that's right. I've put it out for display. Alright, we're going to the Sailors.
Mark Weigle's new favorite
Maybe
rock band.
girls that look like boys, they are the shit.
Yeah, that title certainly caught my eye.
Alright. This will go for something like, as soon as it pops up on the machine.
During which time we'll
About
turn
3
on
minutes,
the
that's what I'm gonna
closet
say.
to-
Alright, we'll be back with Mark Weigle. Everyone Queer Radio, 4ZZZ, subscribe.
Ah, God. I'm used to radio just being as goofy as I feel like. I mean, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. I'm on
Yep.
TV
After
too.
7 years, I still feel good. I probably am.
Well, good. Then we're in it together. This is just stuff I've like never played. brand new. So yeah, that was for Daniel.
Good boy.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of thing that you sort of live and learn. Really, probably what would have been ideal, since none of us were in a position of opening doors. We should have just left the door unlocked. You know?
Oh right.
But then the station, or the board of directors guy might have gone bananas thinking we left the door unlocked. So he felt inclined to bash on the door instead.
Unfortunately, I'm supposed we didn't tell Felix this before we sent him out there, but there was a bunch of hoods across the street, mouthing off, and wasn't sure if it was at us across the street or. I did my usual make eye contact with him and nod and smile, but just grim. And they were still across the street when I went outside when
Yeah.
the guy on Mike left. They were still over there. So
Oh, well.
live on radio.
Yeah. Well, I reckon that the street that we parked in is it's one of the most likely streets to get bashed in Brisbane. But I've never been harassed there. I don't know anyone else has. Yeah, it's different on Saturday nights, absolutely.
Like every 2 times we've been here, there's been some weirdness on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are strange on the streets, I think. So.
Well, Felix and his boyfriend, Fu at the time, walked into what's supposed to be one of the gay venues in Brisbane. The upstairs part of the Beat nightclub. Downstairs is supposed to be mixed, upstairs is supposed to be gay specific. And Felix and Fu walk into the upstairs area, and how long did it take for you to get attacked?
We were there for a while, but about 5-10 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
But these guys just walked up the stairs and suddenly realised, we're in a gay bar, and the first person they saw, no, you put that thing. Jeez, that's my boyfriend.
So somebody's got to be a little more careful about letting people know.
Yeah.
Get Felix while I blow mine.
Sure. And it's the thing Felix had to try to protect Fu while trying to get the...
I did the human shield,
Yeah. Trying to get the security to realise that there was a problem here, that gay people shouldn't get bashed in a gay bar by gay haters. And
they just sort of separated us and then, ended up kicking us out.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things gay people count on and take for granted when they go to a gay establishment. It's usually gay around and gay operated. But now that we're marketing this and they can cash in on guys and their girlfriends, fag hags, that's the word.
I found the whole take on the government had those ads, violence against women is not acceptable. A female friend of mine was saying, well, is violence against anyone acceptable?
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
You kind of get the attitude on the streets of, you're walking down the street, you're not just someone with their own life, with their own, things to do in their time, that a lout can come up to you and, can verbally abuse you and grab your attention and, shove you around or whatever. It's like, no, just get lost, loser. Go away.
Yep. But Felix would walk up the street. He arrived here one time for Queer Radio, having written in a big Nico pen right down the outside of his arms, "Homo Love." So it would have been easy to spot. Homo Lust. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's even better.
I used to totally
And Felix, yeah. In the middle of the day, Felix is walking hand in hand with a young man down Wickham Street or Ann Street, and some guys drive past and go, "Pufters! There's old fags!" What is it? How much more obvious can it get anyway? It's not as if... Well, maybe they just enjoy noticing the bleeding obvious. Yeah.
I'm just real sorry that happened to Felix. That's gotta be terrifying.
I mean, it gave you some perspective and consciousness, as far as women, and you've turned it into something cool, but it must have been scary as shit in the moment.
Just thinking about 10 seconds to go back. I don't know, I get more just weirded out by trying to comprehend the psychology of the person than worried about it. Listening to Queer Radio on 4ZZZfm 102.1. I'm gonna... I've forgotten the word for it, but I'm gonna mention what we've just been playing. From the beginning of the show, you've heard...
Bacchanals.
Bacchanals, that's it. After 7 years of radio, I forget the word. Alright, you've heard Dry Dock Dreaming from Stephen Grossman, Slut for the Booze by The Sailors, Fuck Buddy by Panzer Vision, Foot Day I Am a Boy by Anthony and the Johnsons, A Chicken with Its Head Cut Off by The Magnetic Fields, and you've also been listening to our guest for this evening,
Indeed.
Mark Weigle, with his very newly released tracks that he's just brought out onto his head.
On his eponymous album.
So I used to say eponymous.
Yeah.
I had to release my own before I learned how to say it.
Okay.
Every time John swings the camera at me, I'm like slugging water, blowing my nose. It's like the nitty-gritty of performance and edit.
It's live.
It sure is. I found the conversation during the songs between us interesting, actually.
It's what's happened.
Stay tuned.
Often in the history of Queer Radio, we've actually talked about really significant things while songs are playing, and then we just treat, we dealt with that. So listeners are probably supposed to know all the interesting stuff you don't get to hear.
Nobody else could imagine. I don't know if Felix can repeat what he said, the woman said, or it's just about the correlation.
Okay. Well, we were talking about, I think, strange people on the street giving you a hassle, and not in the sense of, they need money for food or anything, but in the sense of well, they need to be publicly validated because they have something missing from themselves, and you're walking down the street and you're not quite the same as them, so that's a problem, that's a danger. Maybe their fists can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
And a female friend of mine was looking at the television ads that the government's been putting out recently that say violence against women is unacceptable, and as Australians we won't accept it. And she was saying, well, is violence to anyone really acceptable? And if you're someone walking down the street, whether you're male or female, should you be hustled by a lout?
Right. What acceptable standard does that infer? And even the global violence of the war and sending young women and men out to get slaughtered in a foreign country for oil interests, and that's violence against women too.
Definitely. I think there's, I don't know, there seems to be a lack of self-respect, and that sort of seems to have come out as though there are no more scandals anymore.
Mm.
There's all, you read in the news, X scandal, Y scandal, B scandal, this political corruption, that political corruption, but nobody really cares anymore.
Mm-hmm.
People would rather listen to, Paris Hilton, so,
Yeah.
I don't know, sad reflection.
The standard has become desensitized to it.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Should we go to more music?
Sure.
There's a song. I'll grab the door
Actually,
because
this
the lights
is
are
a
flashing again.
excellent segue, but thanks for telling the story.
Before they
That's
start
what I
bashing on the
was-
door this time.
Yes, violence against anyone is not acceptable. Good point. Well, this is the second most new thing I've written. Wanna see people run fast, let them see your set. Wanna see eyes leaving yours, let your doubt show through. Everybody moves so fast when there's nowhere left to go. Smile screaming at the glass on a train crash in slow-mo. If I did not need connection, if only I couldn't be at peace with no love. With no love. Wanna feel people move away. Don't be just like them. Wanna see how alone looks. Just dare make a stand. Everybody moves so fast when there's nowhere left to go. Smile screaming at the glass on a train crash in slow-mo. If I did not crave connection, if only I couldn't be at peace with no love. With no love. How do you live with no love? How do you live with no love? Let them see your sad, let them see your sad. Let your doubt show through, let it shine through. Don't be just like them, you're not just like them. How do you live with no love?
Oh.
Thanks to the ghost that closed the
Yeah.
door. That was spooky.
Thank you. Stay long enough to hear play.
Oh, I see. Good. I admonish it.
Alright, I don't know if we should ramble about some news or listen to
Well, one
some
more
John
song?
Weigle or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah? Okay.
it sounds great as much as you.
Cool. I'm up for it. I got the cape on already. This is a cover. So yeah, that one. That was. Can I talk about that one for a minute? Yeah. I just got an email today from a good friend of mine back in San Jose, back home. I see quite often when I'm there, and I haven't seen him in a month. And he had sent me his feedback on each and every one of the songs on my new CD, which is really sweet of him to do, being familiar with all my other stuff. And he was talking about how difficult, and I've gotten this reaction a lot, like a lot of my songs they really like the songs, but they don't listen to them or don't think they will that often because they're too sad or too painful or they make them cry. And I'm incredibly flattered when people say my songs have moved them to tears and they cry, because I think we all need to more than we do often, and that's part of why we're screwed up. I mean, it's worked for me, so just let it out, you know.
It's such a pop culture thing to be happy all the time, I think.
Michael Leunig, my Australian hero. I was looking through his books at the store, and he's got it's like the equivalent of Germans marching, and instead of the swastika, it's the big smiley face, in black and white red, like, be happy. Yeah, exactly.
Indeed, no emotional depth required.
Yeah, and particularly gay people, when we're constantly talking about how abused we are as kids and how hard it is to be different, and let alone losing people of my generation, specifically for sure, to HIV and AIDS, and having it ourselves, and just, like, it's a bad thing for us to cry, and I don't know.
I find it interesting
See if you can cry.
when you get asked by people, do you listen to sad music? And you shouldn't listen to sad music when you cry. You shouldn't listen to sad music when you're sad. That sort of thing. And I find that when I listen to sad music when I'm sad, that's actually consoling.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I was in an all happy, smiley world when things aren't actually that going well, that's just making me feel more messy.
Yeah, exactly. And that last song is exactly that for me. That's the song I thought of when I got this note from a friend today saying, "Oh, it's, and he, I think he needs to cry. He's got reasons to. We're good buddies." Yeah, we'll say. So, anyway, yeah. I mean, to me, writing that was cathartic, and yes, it's painful, but it's painful to be a person of consciousness in this society we're living in. So this was the one. This is the cover by one of America's greatest singer-songwriters. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain. I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, ain't nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my hand. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. You could have your choice of man, I could never love again. He's the only one for me. But you see, Jolene, I had to have this talk with you. happiness depends on you. Whatever you decide to do, Jolene, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green.
Whoa, that's
Right.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks, Ms. Dolly Parton.
Yay.
America's premier singer-songwriter. 30 years now. I will always love you, Dolly. So will Whitney Houston.
Okay, should we? I don't know. I think I'll play a song
Yep.
by Peter Hicks for Bougainville, talking about, I guess, Australian mistakes. You know, they say Australia follows to America by about 10 years. About 10 years ago, we went to a little place called Bougainville, and yeah, made our own minor, little wincy, very little mistakes.
Cool. And people have been listening to this lovely man here, Mark Weigle, playing live for you at 4ZZZ's studio here at Fortitude Valley, visiting us from San Francisco.
Long live Triple Z.
Cool.
I sort of repeated what you said.
Let's get something.
Yeah.